Why is love so easy to start, but so hard to get right? Situationships, mixed signals, overthinking texts. Yeah, we're talking about all of it. Hello, I'm Roxanne, your host, and welcome to Relationship Coaching Group podcast, where we stop guessing, start understanding, and figure out what actually works in today's relationships. No fluff, real talk, real tips, real conversations to help you date smarter, to help you communicate better and figure out love together. And we're going to say hello to Professor and welcome back, our co-host.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's good to be back.
We're glad. It's good to have you back.
Well, thank you, because I was getting a little worried that you miss me.
Well, I had my listeners to keep me company.
Wow, really? You didn't miss me?
Well, listeners, put in the chat if you missed the professor.
They miss me. Don't. Wow. Oh, it's so good to be back.
Good to have you.
I have to share a quick story.
Okay.
So I'm on the flight, and I love my aisle seat, so there was someone in the middle, and young lady, and plane's taking off, and I said hi, just tried to start a conversation. I'm not interested, and that kind of threw me. I'm like, all right, and I just looked at her and said, not interested in what? And she said, I'm not looking for anyone. I don't want your Instagram. And I said, I didn't offer any of those things, and I'm not interested in you in that way. I was just trying to be polite and have a conversation.
Wow.
And unfortunately, this is the thing that I've been hearing a lot from men, that they've tried to talk to women and right away they cut them off. And I got to experience that myself.
Firsthand.
And I'm like, wow, that really threw me, because I was just being social.
Mm-hmm.
So if women are taking men being social, like, we want something from you, or we want your Instagram and all that.
Or you're coming on to them.
I'm on a flight. It's a long flight. Just trying to have a conversation.
Well,
so
thanks for sharing that experience.
Yeah, I had to share that, because I was like, I gotta share that with my partner.
Okay. Well, Professor, today's topic, it's a great one. Is taking a break in a relationship healthy?
Ooh.
Yes, this topic is so relevant because many couples use the word, we're taking a break, without ever defining what it actually means. Now, we're going to get into whether a break creates clarity or simply delays an inevitable breakup. So, when someone says, maybe we need a break, what do they really mean? Do they mean needing a space to heal or a space to leave? What's your take on that, Professor?
Oh, okay. I'm going to try and be a little nicer.
Please, for our listeners and for me.
Here's my thoughts on it. I'm going to give you part of it at a time. All right.
Part of it, okay.
So here's my first thing about breakup. And you and I have actually talked about this a long time ago. A breakup is if you're looking to take a week apart, just so that you can figure it out or whatever. But you had mentioned there has to be parameters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let you discuss what your parameters are.
Okay. So we're going to dive right into, what is a relationship break? How is a break defined? A break versus a breakup? Or why couples ask for a break instead of ending the relationship if that's where they want to go? You have any take on that?
I'm just going to make it clear. Most people who want to take a break, it's not for healing.
You don't think so?
That's a very rare. And if you're taking a break to see where you are, well, then first off, you got to ask them the question, why we have to take a break? Why can't we talk about it? Why can't we figure it out together? Because that's the good tools that a good relationship should be having.
Right. And we're definitely going to be touching bases on. That's a good point.
So,
but sometimes, Professor, it's not easy when things are so fired up, sometimes talking isn't the answer. Sometimes they can't talk because no one's listening and everybody's they're yelling at each other.
I remember when we had this conversation before, because we had this conversation probably about 2 years ago, and we didn't agree then. So we're probably not going to agree now. Here's my thing. When there's a breakup, and from what I have learned and witnessed along the many years, and that is, I would say a good chunk of the time is because somebody wanted to go test the waters because somebody paid interest in them.
Right. And we still disagree because that could be, but then on the other hand, it could be that they just need space.
And it could be, and I'm doing quotations right now.
Air quotes. Because one person's break can be another person's heartbreak if expectations aren't clear. And I think that's where we kind of differ. I think that if things are clarified, and of course, we're gonna go further into it.
Delve in.
But you think that?
So I think from a lot of that, I'll give you an example. Had a young man who wanted to take his break, and I said to him, "Well, why can't? Well, I just need space to think about if this is for me." 3 months down the road, she finds out he's posted on social media that he's getting engaged.
3 months. So the break lasted
3 months.
3 months. Well,
but here's the kicker.
Somebody didn't speak up.
Well, here's the kicker. 2 weeks after their take a break, he'd already been seeing her.
Oh, okay. So he was playing.
He wanted to go see if the other thing was going to work out.
Got it.
And then if it didn't, he could come back to what he had.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes we use taking a break as a window to go see if the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes, that is true. Now, there are healthy reasons to take a break. You want to hear them?
Fire it out.
Okay. Constant conflict and needing space to calm down. You mentioned space, yeah, to calm down. And another reason to take that's a healthy reason to take a break is personal growth or self-reflection. That they want to just have a reflection on their personal growth. They want to self-reflect. And here's another one, major life stressors affecting the relationship. So you could have a lot of trauma that's going on in one of their lives, one of the partner's lives, and they just need time to just deal with whatever stressor that's coming into their life, or mental or emotional burnout. Sometimes people just need a little space. I'm not saying 3 months, but they might just need a little space just to regroup and recharge.
What's a little space to you?
Well, no, whatever I think.
A month, a week, 2 days?
No, I think it just depends on what that party's going through or what the relationship is going through. They might need a couple weeks. They may need a month. But again, I won't, jump the gun on our take here with my notes. But because I do address that, but it just depends. It has to be agreed upon. There has to be communication on what's expected during this break, how long, of course, what's going on in their lives. All this has to be taken in consideration. But you still think that a break is a negative for a relationship?
I do.
Yes, you do.
I'm holding firm to that one because let me tell you why. If you're in a relationship and you need to take a break, right? Then I think you should be getting some coaching or some therapy or something to figure out what's going on before you even take a break. I think there needs to be that.
Good point. Because
if you're just saying, well, because it's initiated by either side, male or female, it's issued by either one.
Right.
But I think if a woman says to me, right, that she wants to take a break, and I say, well, what do you mean? Well, I just need time to think. Well, can't we communicate? Well, I just need time to think. See, to me, that's telling me that you don't value what we have and you're not willing to communicate or talk about why. I just need space. So when you say that there needs to be boundaries and everything else set, I just see that that's a way of saying
They want out.
they want out.
Well, and again, communication has to be. Sorry about that.
I'm trying to knock them over.
Sorry. Communication has to be spoken from both parties. And if someone just says, I need a break, then, and with no explanation, nothing they can say that's going on in their lives or their family issues or whatever stressors they're doing, and just need a break.
Let's do this. Listeners, email us.
I have the question.
Okay.
I know where you're going. I have the question.
Okay, go for it.
Listeners, he's taken my role, but have you ever needed space from someone you loved? Not because you wanted them gone, but because you needed to hear your own thoughts. Now, you finish it.
So listeners, what I want you to do, send us an email and let us know if taking a break worked for you or it didn't work for you. I'm curious.
Right. And if you really, really needed that space, that you can even mention, if you'd like to, in the comments of why you needed the break and was it helpful?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Now I have some unhealthy reasons to take a break.
Okay.
All right. These are unhealthy. Avoiding difficult conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And we say this all the time, communicate.
And communicate more.
Yes. You have to have a conversation. And then here's another unhealthy reason to take a break. Fear of commitment. And I think that's where you were kind of alluding to.
Yes.
Or wanting to date other people without feeling guilty. And see, these are all points that Professor's making. Or keeping someone, you just said it, I hate to say he's right, but keeping someone as a backup option. Don't gloat, Professor.
Gloating.
Or here's another unhealthy reason to take a break. Using a break as a slow motion break up.
Ooh.
I know these are all pointers that you're hitting on. Stop gloating.
I'm not gloating.
Yes. Okay. Here's the last reason that taking a break may be unhealthy. You have to think about it. Is the break solving a problem or helping someone avoid a decision? Is the break solving a problem or helping someone avoid a decision?
And breakups, well, let me rephrase that. Taking a break is, to me, sometimes a chicken way out of saying, I'm done.
Right. That's
right. And like all those things you mentioned, to me, before even a break is considered, you need to speak to somebody, a coach. And when we say this, I want to make sure I'm clear. We're not here promoting, you got to see us, talk to us. It's anyone, any good, reputable coach or therapist, talk to somebody.
But we're always available.
Yes, we are always available. But we want you to have a healthy and very productive relationship. This is why we do this and put it out there. But for me, I think taking a break is one of those things where if you had said it in the beginning, if you have a boundaries that you say, okay, we're going to take a break for a week. We're going to go to our prospective corners and take a woosah moment. But we're not going to be talking to any other individuals. We're not going to date anyone. We're not going to do any of those things.
Right. But
you can say those things, but how do you know if that person is going to hold that?
Right. And
so this is why I'm against it. And because to me, if the relationship is not working, then
Just end it.
Just, if you've tried counseling, so many people stay in a relationship because they use the famous word. And what is that word? I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I love her.
And they'll wait, because we've had clients that, again, just walk away from the relationship.
Mhm.
They come back after 2 weeks, thinking that everything is hunky-dory, but they've walked away without having the conversation. And,
Yes.
and a lot of times they're forgiven, and that's one's choice. But there really should be if it's a true break, it's known by both parties, not just one walking away, disappearing for a week, ghosting their partner for a month or what have you. There should be agreed rules of the agreed break, that if both parties are on board, then there are rules that they would present to each other.
And I'm not saying it couldn't work, because that may be something that would work. And
and I not to cut you off, Professor, but I do have signs that the break is working.
ooh, all right.
Yep. So
Come on, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
So before you, yes,
Yeah.
you're going there. So let me give you some signs
See,
that.
I know after this I'm going to get some flack. She's going to say to me, God, you'll come back all feisty. Yeah, I had a break. I feel feisty.
No, I want to give our listeners signs that a break is working.
Go for it.
Both parties respect agreed boundaries. And as I said, if it's an agreed break, both parties know.
Mm-hmm.
Both parties have boundaries. There are boundaries that are set for both parties, and they agree upon them. Communication improves. So they're able to talk. They're able to speak clearly and succinctly about what's going on. Personal growth is happening. They're both seeing growth on each other's part. The relationship feels clearer rather than more confusing. So sometimes taking a step back, again, with rules understood, boundaries set and agreed upon, then both partners remain invested in finding solutions. But we hear so many couples, as I mentioned before, that will ghost the other partner.
Yes.
And nothing is said, nothing is understood, and they come back thinking that, oh, everything's fine. And there's still some rough waters that they have to cross to get things back on track, because the break wasn't agreed upon. Any comments so far?
Yeah, I want. So this kind of reminded me. This is probably a good 5 years ago. I was in Italy, and I just had a little coffee shop, and there was a guy by himself.
Professor always have stories. Go ahead. You're in Italy.
A traveled man.
Yes, you're in Italy.
And are you mocking my travels?
No, not at all. I think Italy is a beautiful place.
Yes. So I was talking to this guy. He's by himself on the table. We just, I always talk to people. So he happened to tell me that his wife, he came home from work and everything was gone. She took all her clothes and was gone. They had no kids, took clothes and was gone. I said, well, what happened? What's the problem? He said, she always wanted to talk. And I always kept saying to her, what's there to talk about? I go to work. I make money. I come home. You take care of the house. What's there to talk about?
Mm.
And one day she was gone.
Right.
Because he didn't make time to talk.
And that's so important.
And I'm saying that because that is one of the biggest things that we hear a lot is the communication sucks. So, you're there saying you've got to communicate what you expect from this break.
Exactly. That's so important.
And I think, communication, whether it's in the relationship or it's taking a break, that is probably the hardest tool that people do not grasp is communication.
Yeah, that can be hard for some.
Because people look at communication, well, I said it. No. Did you say it in passing, or did you sit down and say with your partner, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's bothering me.
Right.
A lot of time we think we're communicating, but we're not. We say it in passing.
Right. And that's what we're trying to get over to our listeners is communication is so important on all levels.
Yeah. Being mad and passing your partner and saying something and walking away, it does not contribute to saying we had a conversation.
Right. Now, there are signs the breakup is really a breakup. You want to hear those?
Yes, give it to me.
Okay. Listen, listeners. These are signs that the breakup is really, really, really a breakup. And these are some things we mentioned. One person disappears completely.
Mm-hmm.
No notice, no where they're going, no how long they're going to be gone. They just disappear. They ghost their partners. And then there's no effort to reconnect. Here's another sign that the breakup is really a breakup. Constant mixed messages. Do you want to be with me? Yes, I want to be with you, but I just need some time. Do you love me? Yes, I love you, but right now it's just hard to talk to you. So there's constant mixed messages. If you love somebody, you can communicate with them. If you love somebody, you want to be with them. So here's another, and Professor, this is what you mentioned earlier, that the breakup is really a breakup, is new love interest. He's gloating again. And then here's another sign. The original issues never gets resolved. So again, no communication, no talking about it, no understanding, nothing.
And that's the problem, is that the issues are never resolved because they take their break, they come back, or they meet up or something, they have an intimate moment, and then the problem is solved. No. A lot of time, couples use intimate moments as their fix to the problem. An intimate moment doesn't fix the problem. Communication, understanding, and learning fixes the problem.
Definitely.
So, when someone says to you, I love you, and it's followed by a but,
it takes away whatever was said prior to the but.
That's like me saying, I love you, but I need some space. I've got to do me.
Yeah, what's coming after the but.
Yeah.
It's nothing nice.
No.
Now, Professor, here's my takeaway. A breakup, a break. We're speaking of a break.
Did you say what I said?
I did. I did.
Did you say it?
You have me thinking breakup. We're speaking, listeners, we're speaking of the break. Air quotes. A break isn't healthy or unhealthy by itself. What matters is why it's being taken and how clearly it's defined, and whether both parties are committed to using the time constructively. You want me to say that again?
Yes, please.
A break isn't healthy or unhealthy by itself. But what matters is why it's being taken and how clearly it's defined, and whether both parties are committed to using the time constructively. Sometimes a break helps two people find each other again. Oh, that sounds so sweet. And sometimes it helps them realize that they're better apart. Either way, the goal should be clarity, not confusion. It has to be understood. Someone just walks out of your life for a week, a month, without saying anything, without communicating with you. You may want to rethink the relationship, that it's not there anymore, right, Professor?
Absolutely. But the thing with that too is the damage that is caused.
Right.
Because now the relationship probably is not going to continue. And then on top of that, the person who you cease to continue, having conversation, communicating with, all that stuff, that person now is damaged because the next relationship they go into, they're not going to trust that person.
Right.
They're not. So, I've said this before. If you don't want to be with somebody, sit down with them and say, look, this isn't working for me. I just want to move on, and break it cleanly. Try and break it so that the damage to the other person, there is going to be a little bit of damage, but not leaving them holding the damage bag.
Right. Because when that person, say the one of the partners just walk out of the relationship and then comes back 2 weeks, a month later, that party, and if that party receives the party that walked out
Mm-hmm.
because they needed a break, whether it's the man or the woman, because they needed a break, and that party accepts that walkout, that break, without communication, without any type of notice, and during the whole time they weren't able to reach that party that walked out, and they take them back. Do you think that's going to be you think it's going to be the same?
Ooh.
Then you're going to have a lot of suspicion,
Yes.
a lot of detective work from the party that waited and received back the person that took that break.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of insecurity.
Okay, I'm going to put this on our listeners. Listeners, I want you to, send us email. You know what to do. Go to our website, go to email, and I want you to tell me, who do you think initiates breakups? Oh, not taking a break, I should say.
Yeah.
Taking a break in air quotes. Who initiates it, men or women? Let's see what our listeners think.
I'm going to say I think men initiates.
No.
Okay, here we go. I think men initiates the break.
I think
more than the woman.
I think this is my thought. I think women initiate the break more, and I think at that point a guy's taking it as, well, we're not together. I'm going to go see what the chickens are out there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if the listeners can break this tie.
All right, listeners. Let's come on. Let's huddle together and let's get these emails in, because I'm dying to know.
Okay, because a healthy break isn't about escaping the relationship. It's about creating enough space to see the relationship more clearly. And sometimes the answer we're looking for can only be found when we stop talking long enough to listen to ourselves and to what the relationship is really telling us. Now, I have one last thought.
Go for it.
Relationships aren't like leftovers. You can't always stick them in the refrigerator for a week and expect it to taste exactly the same when you come back to it.
No, it's freezer burned.
So if you're taking a break, ask yourself, what are we preserving and what are we risking?
That's good.
Yes.
Because that's always been my problem, is when you're taking a break, to me, you're putting it at risk.
Right.
And I know it may work for some, and I think it's a couple that's really secure in themselves, that can be honest with themselves. It could work.
Yeah, and I mentioned how
you did
work.
You did say that.
And our listeners took notes.
Yes, we're going to see who's right. But I just think taking a break is just that chicken poop way out of saying that, I want to go and see what's available.
Well, that could be one reason, Professor, but
a lot of time we use things, whether it's this or, I got to go out of town and go see fam. Very few people today will actually be honest and say, this is not what I want.
And that's why we're giving these tips to our listeners,
absolutely.
Because we want to have that open dialogue.
Absolutely.
Where they can understand what is healthy and what isn't.
Right. And listeners, we agree and sometimes we disagree. And that is because she'll see the possibility, and I might just see it as, this is not going to work. Because I'm one of those that I'm a straight, don't hang around. If you're in a relationship and it's not working, stop playing around.
Right.
Your mental health and your life is more important than this fake relationship. But 90% of 95% of the time, we agree on everything. It's very rare we don't agree. But this is one of these topics that I really would love to hear the feedback from
that would
listeners.
be great. That would be
because I really would like to hear what their thoughts are on taking a break, and whether it's issued by a male or a female. I mean, I really want to see what their thing is on that.
And again, it really just depends on how mature the partners are.
Yeah,
that's why I'm optimistic that a break can be healthy, because what people are facing today, there's a lot going on in life today.
Yes,
and in the world. So sometimes, as I said, I'm optimistic that there are times where a mature relationship and mature partners can decide whether or not a little time away is healthy or not. And there's a way to do it. So if you,
I agree with that.
So if you're thinking about taking a break from your relationship, listen to the podcast again and see the healthy ways to do it,
and the not so healthy ways
that could ruin it. So
yeah, but I still think there should be a time, or at least you guys should still be, if you're taking that break, you should still see each other or meet up for coffee here and there, just to still see each other.
Well,
I don't think this a month apart.
Right. No. But that's where I mentioned about the communication, about the healthy way to do it. They have to both be on the same page. They have to discuss boundaries. They have to discuss how this break is going to enhance the relationship. So there are healthy ways.
Okay.
So we're going to close. And in closing, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey. And if this episode resonated with you, please like, follow, download, and share with someone who may benefit from this podcast. And you can always find us at relationshipcoachinggroup.com, where you can email us if you have any questions or comments, or you just want to learn about the services we offer. So until next time, take care of your heart, protect your peace, and keep choosing relationships that help you grow. And remember, you're not alone. Together, we got this.
I'm curious to see what our listeners are going to say.